right, man. We're live.
Let's go.
Let's do this. Pull it a little closer.
Yep.
Yeah. There it is.
Better?
Beautiful. Phil.
Yes.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
You tell me.
No, I'm happy to be here. Daryl connected me with you, and I heard you got a podcast, and he said I got to show up, so here I am.
No, I appreciate you showing up, man. I was telling you earlier, I saw you doing a podcast. This is a while. This is months and months ago.
Yeah.
So I saw you doing a podcast, and so when he said, "Yeah, I got this guy, and I think he'd be great to come on. You guys would connect and whatever. Like you guys would hit it off." I said, "Yeah, send me. I want to see." And it was you, and I was like, "Oh,
seen it already."
I'd love to have him.
Yeah. No,
now you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I was intrigued with you. And I still am. I'd love to learn a little bit more about your story. Who you are. I sifted through your Instagram, so I have
Stalked me.
Stalked you a little
bit.
You should. For something like this,
Due
dude, I have to do some due diligence.
Yeah.
I thought you were in the hospitality industry for a minute because of how I was.
I kind of am. Not so much food, but
yeah. No, you're an intriguing person. I just want to where did it all begin? Who are you? Where are you from? Give me like a little bit of.
This is an hour, right?
This is an hour, dude.
All right, no, I was short.
We're gonna keep it short. I got a timer here. We're gonna keep it short.
I'll start. So I grew up in Harrison, New Jersey, right outside of Newark. I was born in Newark, Portuguese family, and very working class. Grew up in the '80s, and back then your parents would kind of just like leave you alone. You would walk to school with the block, not necessarily your parents would drop you off or nothing like that. They would go to work. They'd come home at night, and you kind of ran the streets a little bit. You know what I mean? I had no brothers or sisters, so there was no
only child.
Yeah, no authority, nothing. I kind of looked up to the kids that were I had basketball courts right across the street. So it was like good and bad.
Yeah.
I kind of looked up to them just for attention and shit like that. And so obviously not all of them were doing the right thing. And I figured out how to get some attention and ultimately some love from them.
Yeah.
So,
how'd you do it?
I mean, doing all the fucked up shit. Right?
Now you have to get into the nitty gritty, but whatever you're willing to share.
Yeah. No. So it was just like, where we grew up, right? It's kind of like the city, and probably here too is like sarcasm and wittiness. That's the intelligence meter, right?
Yeah.
And it's like people will bust your balls, and it's your job to make sure you get over on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how you're like, all right. Especially if I'm by myself.
Now you're cool.
Brothers, sisters.
Yeah.
I told him to go fuck himself in a very subliminal yet witty way.
Yeah, for sure.
And I played a lot of basketball. I skateboarded and rode bikes. That was my thing. That was like more my thing. I heard you say drums before. I played the drums and bands and stuff. And my parents were great, man. They were just like hard workers. Put me in Catholic school because I was in public, and they were like, you need to go to Catholic school.
Yeah, they wanted to keep.
But I remember from when I was young, like I couldn't stay still. I had this compulsive, like, no thought, just do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So obviously. Got me in a lot of fucking trouble and no breaks, as they say.
Yep. Yeah.
And it started as fun, like just skating, doing shit like that, going on the PATH train to the city, like 8 years old, 9 years old, with like
with
like
friend?
the kids on the street. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Especially like spring break.
Damn.
You hop the turnstile, 20 minutes in the city, and then you
just to go and do it.
Yeah, we would hang out there, and then I started skating there, Brooklyn Banks. I don't know if you know the movie Kids. Like I hung out with a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right before they got famous. That's just what we did. We didn't know nothing else. And it got to I got into high school. I was always very highly intelligent. I passed tests really good. I didn't have to study, but school just couldn't keep me stimulated, entertained. It was very like sit down, repetitive, and I was like, it wasn't happening. I would just pass the test and like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And I remember I got kicked out of my high school, a Catholic school, and I went to public school in junior year and senior. And it was actually way better than the Catholic school because they put me like in honors classes, AP classes, and it was a different type of learning. It was, I remember I had a physics class, and he was showing me how to like measure the speed and the velocity and the mass, and I was like, you could do that shit, right? So it was a lot more hands-on. And the same thing with I had AP English class, and just like in terms of writing, not just reading the whole time, right? How to articulate and the vernacular, and just like how to be right on witty, so like wordplay, in a professional way, and like to tell you to go fuck yourself in a very articulate way. And so like, but it was just like too late. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. If it's not there, mind you, it seems like you picked up. I was very similar to this. Like, so I know the feeling. Like smart, things come very easy.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of coast.
Yep.
And then you figure out how can I do just enough here, but get the most out of here where I'm actually enjoying my. Yeah, and I get it to some extent. So what was the? You finished public school, right? You go to college.
I did a tour of all the community college. So for us in Harrison, Bergen County, we would call it like, what do you call it? The fifth year of Harrison High School.
Okay, yeah.
But like I was into drugs already, right? And there was like weed, drinking, a lot of acid back then, and some coke. You know what I mean? And so like I was partying. Right? I was in the clubs in the city, Limelight, Palladium, Tunnel, just whatever. Just wanted to get out of myself. Like I said, I was very just like couldn't stop.
Yeah.
I had this abundance of energy that I didn't know how to curate or harness.
Yeah.
So drugs, I thought, kind of like, you know, like networking for me.
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
In the wrong way, obviously.
It's tough when you're young though, man. Like you don't know, you know, and you're around what you're around, you know, like it's hard to say no to, you don't know to say no to your friend who's giving you a good time.
Correct.
You know, you learn through experiences, you learn through ups and downs. That's challenging. And the impulsive thing, again, like I think there's a lot that we relate on it as far as how I remember, like I'm impulsive. I'm extremely impulsive to a fault.
Yeah.
You know, it's benefited me in many ways. You know, there's some great decisions I've made because I'm not scared and, you know, but I've made some shitty decisions, you know.
More often than not, especially when I'm younger, they were just like no thought decisions, so they couldn't be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the thought process behind that. So like, we talked about music a little bit, heavy in the music scene, right? Like from playing drums and hip hop and hardcore bands and CBGBs we played and shit like that, skating scene, very intertwined. 27 Club, right? Kurt Cobain was like one of my fucking idols, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, I was 94, he died. So I remember like the April 7th, 94. And what was I was 16, so very, you know, in like it hit me in teenage years and everything. And I was like, he died from heroin. And I was like, yeah, I'll never do it. But I was like, why are all these creatives dying from heroin? Right? It like intrigued me a little bit. And I say that because then like eventually like the coke led to one of my buddies was like, hey, you should try this. And I was always like, you got to shoot it and all that. And I see my friends walking over the bridge to Newark, friends or people I knew, and we would make fun of them. And I was like, that's never going to be me in and out of jail. I thought they just shot up. And he's like, no, you could sniff it. And I was like, and I knew nothing about like the physical withdrawals and I thought it was like coke, you just wanted more. Long story short, I started doing it. I was like, I did it and I was like, oh my God, I fucking found like heaven. Like,
oh God, I feel like that's what everybody says.
I was like, yo, who's been hiding this shit from me? Because now I could talk, right? All my inhibitions just disappeared. Self-esteem, like through the roof because you don't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, sex is great because you just got dope dick, right? And you're
free.
just like, and they're like, I'm like, this is fucking great. I'm smooth as fuck. This is what I think the whole time. None of it's true. But you're just like, you got that bop. You
were comfortable. I mean? You're cool. Yeah. You felt cool at least.
So that's like 97. And then from 97 to 2011, what was that 15 years? Almost like 2 fucking decades, just disappeared. Like, I got clean November 4th, 2011. In between that, it's like in and out of jail, shootings, fucking 18 felonies. My son's born addicted, 9-year warrant for 9 years. You know, OD, just typical. You know.
I mean, kind of typical.
Well, listen, remember,
under the circumstances,
I'm compulsive, and so if I'm gonna do it. Like in and out of the projects. Like I had a home, my parents, right? But I chose to like stay in the projects because it wasn't, I don't want to go back and forth. I don't want to get locked up leaving, you know? So, then I'm like, you know, warrants and shit. Like you're just living that fucking very survival underground thing, stealing. You know, I wasn't like violent in the sense like that, right? It was always just like, not to make it better, right? But just like, stealing, drugs, you know, those are most of my felonies. And robbing cars was big too. But remember, that's also just like, I'm saying it from the beginning because it was a lifestyle, right? So it wasn't just drugs. It was like, even before heavy drugs, it was like we would steal cars. That was what you did in the in the summer, right? Joyride, go to the city. It's like a fucking rap video, kind of.
Yeah.
And, I knew those years, right? Almost 2 decades. Those years, like, I knew first it was like fun, quote unquote. Then I'm like, I remember in like 99, I started getting locked up a lot. And I'm like, and then I tried to get clean and I got sick. And I went, oh, fuck, like, I got a fucking gorilla on my back.
You felt it. You knew in that moment?
Well, yeah, like, listen, I would get locked up. I'd get sick. I never knew about that. And the withdrawals were just like, you're throwing up shit in, spasming, 4 or 5 days. You get out, you're like, good. But then you just go right back to it, right? Like, you can't control it.
Yeah.
And so, like, that just vicious cycle of, like, and then eventually I saw some friends or people get clean. And I knew they went to like Narcotics Anonymous, and I was like, yeah, tried it. And then eventually, I had like this big hole where I'm like, cool, not cool, but like this big spiritual void. Because I wasn't afraid of dying. I didn't want to kill myself, but it was more like, I just don't want to be that guy that I saw walking over the bridge at 60 years old. Like, I don't want to be a zombie forever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, and it's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
Right. It's like overtime, bad pay, benefits suck. You know what I mean? Like, it's 8 full-time jobs.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I was just tired, man. And I had lots of bottoms, everything. I said my son was born addicted, right? And I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna change. Like, it sucked, right? But I was like, you don't get clean for anybody but you. So I saw some of my buddies get clean, and I was like, what are you guys doing? How the fuck you do that? You got a car and a girlfriend and a job? Like, there's no way. I go to meetings and this and that, and I knew about it. I just didn't believe it, or it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
And finally, I just did exactly what they told me. I kicked fucking hard on my own with nothing. And, after a couple of days, it's 30 days. Then it's 60 days, 90 days, a year, 2. It just...
It added up over time.
Yeah, you stay clean for a little bit, and automatically... Like, you have a raise in pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, by default.
Yeah, I know, but it's big.
Yeah, true.
But it's you're hundreds of dollars. Like, even the math, right?
Yeah.
So, like, back when I got clean, like, a bundle of dope was, you get a bundle, they're $10 a bag, but there's 10 of them, and you would get them for like $80, 2 for free. You get a deal, you're like, yeah, cool. But you end up doing them all because you have them. Next thing you know, you're doing bundles a day. And any score, so I didn't want to do the math, but it's like it's in the hundreds of thousands, if not million, right? Because if you do the math on like fucking 97, 2011, 14 years, just heroin, by the way.
Yeah,
not even saying like everything else that I do that's available. That's a lot of fucking...
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense why you'd have to go steal.
Yeah, after a while.
Because how the hell are you going to, and be reliable at a job that's making you enough money to also be, and then
showing up for the job.
Yeah, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's very, very functional addicts. When I hear that, sometimes I'm like, you didn't get high like that.
Maybe more than others.
Yeah,
but in comparison to what?
Eventually, it's very hard to sustain, right? And that's
it's not. It's not realistic. Not to to become what you've become. To take. Yeah, man, it's just not possible.
Listen. It's possible. There's people still out there in their 60s and 70s getting fucked up. Like, that's just what it is. Because the nature of it is, though, if you weren't, you become very resourceful. That, like, it's one of those, like, traits that are good if you're not getting clean. If you're not clean. Yeah. It's one of those traits that are real fucking good if you're clean. You're resourceful. Like, you fucking make it happen.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you also make it happen. But
in other ways.
Yeah, like people... we used to say, like, listen, I don't want to hurt nobody, but, like, if you're in the way and I'm sick, you're getting run over. It's just what it is. I'm not going to be like, oh, like, you can't control that once you open the door. So, I got clean, and let me take a sip. I got clean, and I just, my non-negotiable was, if I get clean, I do not want to be miserable. I've seen too many people get clean, and they hate their fucking life. Or they don't, but they just like a dry drunk, or like somebody stole their fucking shit. You know what I mean? And I was like, there's no way. So, I made sure I had gratitude every day, hung out with everybody that was living like that too. I don't want to be with complainers. And of course, shit gets better right away. But I also knew I didn't want to be one of those. I knew a lot of what I didn't want to do, right? Before I found out what I did want to do. And I didn't want to be stuck in like these church basements where there's meetings and like be the fucking
like
NA
you don't want
star.
that to be your purpose.
Yeah, like listen, service work is good in helping people.
Of course.
But it was like, this can't be it.
Yeah.
There was like, I didn't go through all that and get clean just to get clean.
Yeah.
And you know, that's when like the personal development like part started going into it. Like meetings I still go to and everything, but like that's when about 2013 or some shit like that. That's when it's like really, whatever, either I heard it or some shit, like it switched.
Wow. It's a lot to unpack.
That wasn't that bad.
That was 15. That was like 12 minutes.
Yeah. I was done it before.
No, that was solid, dude. And we still have from 2013 on, so we got a little ways to go. We gave ourselves some room, a cushion. That's wild though, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, like I said, I stalked you a little bit, so I've seen some of your posts and like had a little bit of a high level. That's like some of the stuff you've been through. So 2013 happened. You're clean though. 2011 is when you start, and then 2013 was when a lot of the self development, mindfulness,
the outside stuff like personal development.
Did that just click, or was it something that happened that kind of drove you into that space?
I was seeking it, right?
Okay.
So like I got tired of hanging out with people that complained, like. But I don't know the exact. I know I was propelled. Like, you know what happened? Like I was in meetings and I would hear people just like, you know, they became rock stars in meetings, and I love meetings, but like, you know, they started incorporating, and then I just was like, you know, the audio's not matching the video. Meaning like they would say all this good shit and then they would just like have horrible relationships, shitty jobs. They're all relationships, right? You know, but in that meeting, they were like stars based on their time and how they could regurgitate, we would say, like the book and all that shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The same thing happens in religion and other societies and memberships and shit like that. And I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Like I was like, so I started messing with people that actually lived it, right? Like not just in that fucking.
What do you mean live like?
What they were preaching.
Got you.
What they were saying.
How'd you notice that?
Because I. Like,
you have a good intuition.
No, I did due diligence.
You did,
like, I was like, yo, you're saying all this shit, and isn't your wife leaving you? Like, or you're saying this shit, like, you live in your mom's basement after 20 years clean. Like, you know, something's gotta, and not just materialistic shit, but just like, it wasn't moving. You sound this fucking good, and you just got this shitty job you complain about, but you just couldn't articulate, or you have a great fucking message, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, when I first got clean, I like, embody that message and those people and put them on a pedestal, and I was like, yo, that's what's up. Once I hit that, I was like, that can't be it. So it wasn't a shot on them. There's another level of just like growth. And like I said, back in school, highly intelligent, passed tests and just like my scores and everything. And so I wanted more. Right now I'm clean actually, and now I got a little pause. I'm not as compulsive, and I'm just like, all right, let me figure out what it is. And I started one of the moments was like 2014. I had a warrant for 9 years in Florida. So I wanted to like go to Portugal with my son. And when I went, I don't know what happened to my passport during those 2 decades. So let me get a passport. They're like, no, you can't get it. You got a warrant. I'm like, fuck. Called up. It's in Florida, West Palm Beach. And they're like, you got to turn yourself in. And I was like, I don't want to run. Cool.
Yeah.
And they're like, bro, it's just like a day or two. Just come down. I think I went down like close to my birthday in June 2014 with my wife, who was my girl at the time, and turned myself in, no lawyer, nothing. When I turned myself in, they're like, yeah, the judge isn't here for a week. And I'm like,
man.
get the fuck out of here. Listen, it was upsetting, but like, unfortunately, like I know how to jail, so I was good.
Yeah.
I was like, I know I'm getting out.
Yeah.
But I went in front of the judge and thinking it was quick. I'm like, Your Honor, I'm here, and you know, I turned myself in after 9 years, and I'm waiting for like a pat on the back. She goes, no, you ran for 9 years. As soon as she said that, you know, like when it's like,
oh, yeah, you knew.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, she flipped it on you quick.
Yeah, and I was like, and I had letters from councilmen, you know what I mean? Like I was
prepared, yeah.
And it just held no weight, man, right? So I got a bail, and I was looking at like a year. And listen, regardless, I had some acceptance that this is what I needed to do. I needed to pay to like I was like, a year, cool, I'll do 9 months, I'll be out, but I'll be free forever as opposed to running.
Yeah.
So I knew that. Went back and forth a few times. Every time I got shorter. So it was like a year, then 9 months, 6 months, last one was like 90 days. And I'm like, I'll do that shit. That's easy. I went there. I had acceptance, a word I never had before. I went there with a one-way ticket, long sleeves. That's how you jail. Like it's the refrigerators, right? Nothing, just my phone. It was a different court and it was a different judge. And I started hearing some of the cases and it was like a manslaughter case, like bigger case. And I'm like, whoa, like I just got caught with some heroin.
Yeah.
Not distribution, personal shit. And my attorney comes to me and he's like, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, but you can't, like, don't run away, that don't sound good already.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's up? And he's like, listen, you be coming all the time and everything, they're gonna give you time served. And he held my hand like so I wouldn't run because I was like ready to go. He's like, I gotta do paperwork and everything. And it like hit me and I was like, the acceptance part. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like I got out of my own way and did the work that I had to do without motive, without anything. And as I'm sitting there, I'm on my phone, like, get me the fuck out of here. Like I'm buying a ticket. You know what I mean? I'm like, just in case they change their mind. Yeah. And I'm never coming to Florida again. And that's 2014. That was pivotal because like something happened spiritual.
Yeah.
And I had a buddy of mine who was like, I saw his life change financially, how he spoke, everything. And he was doing some stuff on IG like, hey, if you want a book that I read, I'll give it. And it was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and then Rich Dad Poor Dad.
It's one of the best books ever, yeah.
But back then, like,
nobody knew about it. Yeah.
I was like, money, cool, right? And he's like, has nothing to do with money. It's mindset.
Yeah.
So I read them, totally threw a wrench in everything in a good way, like made me look at things differently. Then I seen he was going to some seminars. There were Tony Robbins seminars. And I'm like, how is that shit? And he's like, bro, I've been going for years. And he said that, and I saw the success he had and the relationships and everything. And I was like, cool. I looked at the ticket and it was like $1,000 back then. And I was like, yes, it's not for me.
Steep.
No, it was just priorities. Yes. Like,
no, you don't want to put $1,000
like
into
if it's
that.
like, hey, I want to buy I want to buy this. I was in motorcycles, right? I'll buy a motorcycle for $24,000.
Yeah.
Not personal development.
Nah.
I can't ride that shit. You know? I need
that might be the $1,000 I need for the $24,000 bike.
That's my down payment. It's like, no, do I have my bank account set up?
Yeah.
So that's my priority. And plus, back then it was still like, if I pay for something, I want something. So I'll pay the bike. I want it. Personal development, you don't get it right away. It's like constant. Yeah. So fast forward, he did a contest, another one on IG. He's like, I got one. It's 2017. I have one free ticket, and whoever tells me why. And so he knows my story. I kind of told him my story, and he's like, ticket's yours. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Never won nothing like that. $1,000 ticket. And he's like, listen, it's 4 days. Don't plan for nothing else. I'm like, cool, I'll meet you there. He's like, no. You got to do this on your own. He's like, don't worry, there's 13,000 other people. And he's like, don't watch YouTube. Just
go. Yeah.
He's like, you're going to talk yourself out of it. Just show up. And I did. And the first day we're there, it happened to be in Newark, Prudential, and scream and yelling. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like a big fucking soccer match without a soccer game. Right?
Not exciting enough.
And no, it's like cultish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like Jim Jones is gonna come out with the Kool-Aid soon. Here, drink this. And the Cortez sneakers.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's like, it's cool because you're buying nobody. You're not by anybody you know. So now you're not like as much like this guy knows me. You're still like, they're gonna look at me.
There's no strings attached.
But now it's like, there's a lot of jumping. There's physiology behind it, right? You get heart rate up and everything. You start screaming and shit, get excited, and it shows you how to like your physiology can change your peak state and a lot of cool stuff. By the fucking second day, you know what I mean? By the first day, I walked on fucking fire, and I'm like, all right.
Actually?
Yeah, like holes. Like
you actually do?
13,000 people did.
Wow.
I wasn't the only one. And so that cracked that belief because you think your feet are going to fucking melt.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then, so the first day is like, cracking a lot of the beliefs, your own, that you believe are fucking firm, true principles, environment. Boom. The next day is like, cool, now you got to fill them in with whatever your new beliefs are and what you could do. Right? Like, listen, when you're little, you're 5 years old, you go to kindergarten, they're like, you can be whatever you want. What do you want to be, right? Doctor, astronaut, president, nobody shits on it. As you get older, they go, You need to be a little realistic. You get a real job.
Yeah, bro, it's annoying.
You know, unless your parents are musicians. If you're like, I want to be a musician, they're like, yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
You know, unless they understand it. So what happens is like environment, school, job, whatever it is, media, they start, you know, putting all these, this belief system in you. And, you know, you don't even realize you have them. You just believe what you believe.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's interesting because that first day they removed all that shit. Long day. It's from 9 a.m. till like 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day you're like, you're so free. You're like, who are you going to be? A fucking warrior. I'm going to fucking do whatever I want. And you're more specific, you know, I'm going to build a legacy. I'm going to help people, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And then third day you learn how to attach the physiology so you could keep that doing. So it's very systematic, not just like some bullshit blowing smoke. You know, there's actually techniques to do it that I still utilize today. And so without getting into him, and it's not about him, it's just like, because I'm not into the whole religion, cult, nothing. Like I have faith, but that's my own personal faith. It's more of just like reading a book and, you know, follow these steps and this is the results that you get and you can measure them. So I came home and I remember my wife's like, I don't know what the fuck happened to you, but I like you. And then next year she's like, I want to go.
Wow.
And I bought her a ticket now, so I paid it forward that way. And then every year since that, I brought more people. I've taken 30 people one year, just bought them tickets because it's changed my fucking life. And I still go and I do other stuff. You know what I mean? But it's just like, you know, I wake up every day and I have gratitude. That's my thing. Like I get to do everything. I get to get a ticket. I get to get pulled over. I get to get yelled at. Like I get to. Yeah. It's a different attitude.
It's a very good mentality, man. That's sick, dude. I go through it. I go through it a lot.
Everybody goes through it.
No,
man.
It's not like I'm complaining. Nobody even knows that I do. Like I do a pretty good job at, you know, keeping it going. It's my mind. It's my head, bro. Like, you know, I know. I have things that I'm trying to, like I'm just my own way.
But when I say that, like everybody, it's like everybody's in their own way. When you learn how to have some faith and trust in like whatever that system is or that process is, right? Based on having a mentor or a coach or somebody with that experience that's like, listen, you kind of got to go this way. You got to trust. That's that leap of faith. In whatever aspect. Most people just try to do it on their own. That's
because they think they know,
or they don't want to ask, or they don't want to bother.
You know what's funny? I don't have a problem. I actually go through really good pockets of like locked in. You know, and I have great people around me that I can, life coaches, mentors. Like I do have a decent amount of people around me. It's just like a lot of internal stuff, dude. Like I hold like confused a little bit. Like, you know, I in one breath know exactly what I want. And then in another breath, like question it because there's these factors or elements attached to my life. Yeah. And it's a lot, bro.
Did you play any sports in school?
I played football, basketball, baseball,
football,
yeah.
And you had coaches?
Yeah.
Okay. Those were like high school coaches?
High school coaches, yeah.
Do you ever pay for a coach?
I have never paid for a coach.
Do you know when you pay for a coach, though, you get different results, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same when you're an adult.
Yeah.
Like mentors, it's cool and it's great. Once you pay for it, there's an accountability factor. It's different. It costs you money. It's hard to pay it sometimes.
Yeah.
And the better they are in experience, or if it's business and they exit it or whatever the fuck it is, and you have to pay, and it's 10, 20 stacks a month or some shit like that. You're like, I better show the fuck up.
Yeah.
When it's free. Like it's cool.
It's not the same.
You're not gonna do nothing.
No.
There's no pressure.
No, there's no pressure.
There's no consequence.
You're gonna make
what
it worth it.
What happens if what do you guys use up here? PSC&G?
Yeah.
Electric?
Yeah.
What happens if you don't pay after a while?
You're gonna shut off the.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but if they didn't, you'd be like, I'm good. You know, you still have that 2 months before they shut it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I learned that too. Like, I have accountability with myself, but I still, no matter what, I need somebody that's gonna hold me accountable, so I could tell them, because my thoughts. Like I'm pretty good, but my thoughts are still my thoughts, right? It's my perspective. So I throw it out there. What do you think? Now, like my coach, and he's got a mentor, coach, whatever, and then I have my inner circle of people, and I switch every once in a while, and I do coaching. But it's the same thing of just like, cool idea. Remember the compulsive shit?
Yeah,
instead
of course.
Just like this. The compulsive could also be like, I'll figure out doing it on my own, and I'll tell nobody. But now it's like I put it out there to the right people. You don't just ideas are like fucking dynamite. Like if I'm like, Mom, what do you think? She's gonna shut it down so quick. And everything. She's like, what are you fucking crazy? You don't need no. You know what I mean? I can't give her that.
Yeah.
So you got to give it to the right people, and then there's like this organizing part of it, right? So like we all have these ideas and shit in our head. How do you make them so small that, all right, let me just do this first. Let me do this. It's like doing SOPs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, now I do this. When this happens, like I don't yell. I don't panic. Internally, sometimes I might, but I really don't, because I just developed where I'm like, all right, I know where I'm at. Like it's like I recognize the feeling, the pattern, then the feel. I'm like, ooh, I don't like this shit. What I gotta do? And I gotta sit. I gotta figure it out. Just identify the problem, right? Really quick, take a minute, 5 minutes on the solution. If I don't have them, listen, who's gone through this? All right, Eric's gone through this. Eric, listen, I'm going through this part right now where like I have no fucking liquid. All the bills happened. I thought I prepared. I didn't. This other things happened. What do I do? He just heard my thought. All right, cool. Let's start here. What's the most priority? Like you prioritize. I whiteboard a lot.
Yeah.
But I do it in my head first.
Yep.
So there's because as you take, like I have several businesses, right? So as you take on all these things, it's really fucking hard. Almost impossible. You could do it, but not successfully, and you can't sustain it. How do you organize all this shit? Usually, like business, you hire people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But like, so now you got to do the same thing for your brain. You have to hire people.
Yeah.
You got to hire a coach.
Yeah.
You got like a coach with experience.
It's true.
Not like I don't get advice from nobody.
Yeah.
I want experience.
Yeah.
I write we write a check for speed. What's the shortcut? You know, if you've grown this company to 400 million. I need to hang out with you. I don't want the guy that's like, hey, we're doing it together.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. You are what you surround yourself around. Yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense, dude. That's amazing. So Tony Robbins, that time, those experiences got you going. Continue on your journey. Like, what was the first thing that you sunk your teeth into, and it was like, wow, like I'm doing something really dope for myself right now.
In terms of what, like business?
Business.
So
let's go business.
I had a tattoo shop, right? I started that when I was getting high, like 2010, like right before I got clean. My mom and dad had a building, so where I grew up in Harrison, that empty storefront, and they're like, why don't you do something? And I really believe it was my mom just trying to keep me close. And I kind of built it, you know, hustled.
Was that her way? That was her way of
knowing where I'm at.
Yeah.
Right?
She cares about you.
Made no money. Lost money, got clean though, and then kind of like I didn't work for like a year because I just needed to get my shit together. I didn't want the pressures of my parents took care of me, you know, fed me everything. It wasn't too hard, especially when I'm just not creating chaos. They were like, this is great. And then eventually, like I started working and I became a union carpenter because I had a son now. I had full custody when I got clean, and I needed benefits. So I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
You know, and started doing that, and then I started working at the tattoo shop more on the back end in terms of like business, and I was always like big into tech, so into Facebook, IG, Foursquare back then, location based sightings, Google Business, right? I set it up. What was cool was, and I was doing ads. Nobody was doing it back then, so I owned the whole ad space of tattooing. I just fucking crushed it. My wife's a stylist. We had an opportunity to open up a salon in a fucking small, like 500 square foot, 600 square foot space. I think it was like 500 square foot. And next door to my buddy who had a barber shop, he's like, yo, you should open up here. Of course, I saved a bunch of money. I had like by a bunch, 25 grand. But it was to buy, I was under contract to buy a 3-family house, my first home. You know, live in one apartment, rent the others. And the opportunity for that salon was right there. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to close for at least 30, 60 days. Yeah. I took the money from the down payment.
Wow.
Fucking put it into that
move.
And I told my wife, we have 2 months to open and produce.
Wow.
Right? And I worked all day as a carpenter from 7 to 3 in Newark. I had a project there. I went with my foreman, was awesome. And he's in recovery too. He helped. Ronnie Pope, fucking all-star. He donated material for the work site, and we built the salon. So I worked from 7 to 3 and then went right to the job site till like midnight, 1, back to like 2-3
Clockwork.
months, right?
Yeah,
Whatever it was. We got it in like late June, early July. We opened up September 20th, 2017. So like, all I knew was like, as soon as I open, I need another month to get this shit together.
Yeah.
But I knew I'd make because the rent was just like $1,000. You know what
it's
I mean?
fantastic. Yeah.
So and everything.
Well, it's 500 square feet too.
But still, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, like having that pressure. I've learned also to like embrace it. Made me get creative. Right, like my back against the wall. And, you don't like it at first, but then you're like,
you learn to love it,
and I'm like,
well,
you
that's
learn
what
to
happened.
love it.
Yeah, you learn to love it.
So we opened up our first one 2016. It actually lasted a little longer before I closed on the house. 2007, I think it was like January 20, 2017. And I remember these dates because I really don't remember nothing else. I'm not that guy to remember shits and quotes.
Yeah,
remember that because the day I closed, let me rewind it back really quick. I've learned how to not be attached to materialistic shit, even though I like it. I had a few cars. I had a BMW HP4 motorcycle, stupid fast crotch rocket. I had a Harley Davidson Road Glide. I had a Infinity. I had a truck. She had a new Jeep. And I live in an apartment. So we was like hood rich, you know what I mean? And when I needed to buy it, my mortgage broker, who was a great friend of mine, he was like, yo, you got to get rid of some of this shit because... bank account say that added up type shit. So like I got rid of it and I learned I really didn't have an emotional attachment. And I was like, wasn't too hard. And so I closed January 20th, 2017. The day I closed, I quit my job, right? As a carpenter, because I'm like, I'm going to do this full time. And I went and I bought a new Jeep for my wife because I had to sell her other one. So she was driving around in this fucking Nissan Frontier, this like, fucking, you know what I mean?
I know the truck.
Like she's doing landscaping. You know what I mean? Not a new one either. Like 2007.
You don't want her driving in that.
And she's so cool. She's like, we're on it. 'Cause she's like, I'll do whatever it takes. Me and her. She's in recovery too. Me and her are just like fucking on it. So then we did that one, and then started out growing. In 2019, we did another one in Montclair, and I had a partner at the time. We opened it in end of November. I took him to Tony Robbins. It was November. And it was almost the best thing because then COVID happened. And mindset wise, we were prepared.
Wow.
So we have 2 salons. He had his. We had 2 salons plus his. I had my tattoo shop. We had to close like everybody else. After we opened it up, it was just game is on. Like we bought we did 6 acquisitions.
This is after you reopened.
Right after. Yeah.
How long were you shut down for?
I think we were shut down like March 13th to June something. So I used to be like combative, fuck the cops, fuck the police, all that shit. That made me actually get locked up more and everything and wrong circles. All my friends are like state troopers, cops, sergeants, feds. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot. I make a fucking phone call. The whole dynamics change, and when I get out of my own way, change my belief system. I don't have to do that bullshit fight anymore. It's a fight for nothing.
Yeah.
The real freedom is financial freedom. I don't care what anybody says. Because the more money you have, what's the first thing that happens? You don't give a fuck about taxes. I not like it. I live in Montclair. It's expensive. You know what I mean? I pay for my neighbors. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with the services that I get.
Yeah.
Cars, taxes on that. I pay a lot. Insurance on that. To fly. So financial freedom removes all those burdens. But listen, most people believe that I just don't like it. No. It's not. Why would I waste that money? Because when you don't have it, of course, you're just making decisions like that, right? But like when you have it, you have the financial freedom. A president gets elected, one on the left or one on the right. Usually people that have money will choose a side, but it really ain't going to fucking affect them.
No.
Right? It's
not the ones with the money.
It's going to affect like when services are cut for poor people or shit like that.
Yeah.
So remember leverage? How do I get all the leverage? Get as much fucking money, and not just to have money. That's my freedom. That's all it is. I want to be able to go wherever I want, buy that, do this, drink this, not wait online. It's like when I was a kid, like go to the club. I don't want to wait online.
Yeah.
Right? I want that car. I don't have money. You know what I did? I would steal it. I don't have to do that. I want to fly somewhere. I have to get a bullshit ticket. Now I'm just like, I don't want to go through TSA. I want to go private.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It is
buying access. So what switched for me was time is way more invaluable than money. So I will pay. Remember before I was like, I'll write a check for speed, where most people are like, I'm not paying for that. I'll do the work myself. I don't.
Yeah.
It's not for me anymore.
Because it's your time.
Listen, well, with that being said, I do whatever it takes. So if I got to pick up a mop and a shovel,
sure,
ain't gonna be for long.
Sure.
But like, I'll get in there, not to prove it to nobody.
Yeah.
But just because you're not, and I want to get to the results, so it's just like, I do whatever the fuck it takes.
Yeah, man. It's a different mentality. Yeah. It's like I'm there in my mind. Like I know exactly.
No, you comprehend it.
Yeah, of course.
Like most do. It's just like, and it's not you, right? Let's not make this about you.
Yeah.
Not that we are. It's just like the average person. I'm not different. I'm not brainwashed. I'm not this shit. I just keep on working, talking, and paying for people with that experience. Like I hear that mindset. And like my language. Look, I don't use words like hopefully, try, maybe, possibly, realistically. I fucking hate that word. Because they're all bullshit words. Like if I'm like, hey, you're going to go to the gym, and you're like, I'm going to try. What does that mean? It means no.
Nothing. You're not going.
It's not happening.
It's a filler.
Right? Hey, you're going to buy that? Possibly. You're not fucking getting it.
Yeah.
Right? One day, it's the same.
Yeah.
There are these buffers that we don't have the balls to say no. I'll take a no all day because at least I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not going to lie to myself and say it. Like, you going to the gym? Nah. Why? I just don't fucking feel like it.
It's real.
Give me an excuse.
Yeah.
When people are like, we're doing projections at our weekly meetings. What are we going to hit? 250 this month. Well, realistically, everybody, not just me, because I've trained them, and they go to seminars and shit too. They're like, can't believe you said that. They're like, and I don't even say nothing. They happen Monday. So, realistic.
They stop themselves in the chat.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that because they know and they're programmed that way because it's black and white. Like we circle it in black or we circle it in red, actually, right? And it's like, are we getting it or we're not? And if we're not, how do we get it? So once you simplify it like that, it becomes very fucking. You remove. Most people live in the center, in that gray area, but the gray area is like from all the way over there to all the way to there. It's not like a thin gray line, right?
Yeah.
It's like
it's vast,
and people love it because there's no accountability. Trying is overvalued.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll hear somebody like, that girl fucking died. She's so pretty. She had so much potential. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So you're telling me she had everything, she didn't do anything, and you're fucking like congratulating her for it, right?
Yeah.
So those words, and it's like sports, right? When everybody gets a trophy, it's the same shit. So once you remove all that buffer and all that bullshit, you need results. If your job, I'm sure, is like, hey, you got to hit this month. If you're like, I almost hit it, they're like, that's cool. I mean, if you want to throw yourself a party for it, that's fucking great.
Yeah. They don't give a shit.
But you didn't hit it.
They don't give a shit.
So you don't get this, and you don't get this.
Yep.
I do it in my life. I do it with my kids. I do it. And it's not like some people get caught up. It's numbers. It's like everything's numbers. Whether you think it or not. Like, watch The Matrix. It's fucking zeros and ones.
Yeah.
You don't got to believe it. It's like me fighting the cops back then, meaning like, fuck authority. Like, it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same.
Doesn't change.
Numbers, once you embrace it, you're like, oh, I could actually, it's really like The Matrix because you could like, oh, I could bend this and I could do this. And now based on the conceptual reasoning behind it, math, right, is not a dirty word. I could actually, so this is what it takes to buy this. I could reverse engineer this. Oh shit, if I do this, my kids are going to be set up. So they actually have a different standard right now. They don't take buses unless it's school. You know what I mean? Like you start doing that shit and you're like, oh, you could change anything. Once I understood that I'm in control. I don't believe in there's a destiny, but I believe you can rewrite it at any time, right? You're destined for what you accept. It's the only fucking thing. How do you know? So me, it's like I'm so curious to see how fucking far I could go. Like super curious in a good way, right? Like how fucking far? Like I want to build a skyscraper, right? Then when I do it, like, is that it? Like cars, right? I like cars. I got them though. Now it's like, what else? You know what I mean? I'm just like,
is that what motivates you?
What?
Like the idea of how far can I take it?
Yes.
That's your that's like
every day I'm just like, and setting the example for people because like the amount of people who hit me up and DM me and I'll go speak places. They're like, damn, your story and everything. And I'm like, yes. And imagine I stopped. Like, so like, who's the example? Not that I want it to be, but so I am. However, so now I remember when I told you, like, I didn't get clean just to be mediocre. I get clean to like I'm a skater punk kid, bro. I'm a disruptor. Just do it for good now. Right? You tell me what to do, I'm gonna do the opposite. Back then. Now it's like, it's not a fuck you, like, oh, you can't do that. It's to me. It's like, can I? So now my biggest challenge is thinking so fucking big and so retarded and so fucking out there. It's like, can I go to Mars? Right? It's interesting, right? So most people will be like, if you want to. But if I go like this, listen, I want to buy this town. They're like, get the fuck out of here. The politics. Do you see how beliefs are put into place?
Yes, always.
Right?
Always.
So like, but who's to say, and I'm not saying I'm interested in one another, but who's to say you can and you can't? It's your beliefs.
Oh, God, dude. You 100%.
It's fun.
It's the best, dude.
And then when you hang out with people like that, like Daryl's here and shit, and other people that are like encouraging and and everything. Now it's like, now we're all together like, yo.
How
right?
fucking
Me and my friends sometimes we're like, how do we get the PJ? And it's not a PJ, bro. It's just like, it's like, how do you win this game? How do you get, when you're younger, how do you get those new J's?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm poor. Like, how do we get? Oh, we got to shovel snow and hustle and make some money.
Yeah.
It's
or steal them.
Whatever though. Right?
Look,
I'll break it down to this, especially for a man, and I believe this. So we're protectors, we're providers, we're hunter gatherers traditionally. Okay. So like, you remove that from us, purpose gets removed. It just does. You almost fucking fall into just like, and this is what I do.
I think
next thing you know, you start
people.
fucking barbecuing, and you got a man cave, and you call that being a man, right? And it's not. So like, we find purpose-driven things. We do a lot of service work too. Like, that gives fulfillment, helping people and shit. So it's a combination. But it goes back to like when you're a fucking caveman, or you had to just like hunt for your food. Yeah, it's purpose. You know, you have to feed. You know, you're there for something. You are not there to barbecue on Sundays and fucking watch the football with your boys and drink. Like, that cannot be. I don't believe that's your purpose.
No, it's not.
That's just like, you quit.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So like,
it's a filler. It's an excuse.
So mine is like, based on the civilization we're at and the time and everything, it's like, what are those things of accomplishment? What are those things of purpose? Back then it used to be like, you would go hunt the fucking animal, bring the meat back, wife would cook it, right? It doesn't have to be animalistic like that, or like some caveman shit like that, but like, what are you doing? And then your kids would see that like, oh, I know what I got to do. But like, you know, not all, but a lot of men, right, or males are just like very okay with like, they peaked like high school, 20s, got a corporate job, and this is where they're at. And listen, I don't want everybody to be successful. I need people to serve me food, wash my car and shit like that. And those are honorable jobs. They just are. Like, there's not, I'm not even saying in a fucked up way, but like, it would also devalue what I do if everybody did it. Can everybody do it? Yes. Will everybody do it? No. So
that's heavy.
You know, it's like,
that's the realest shit.
Well, you
said a lot of real shit, but that's fucking real.
You got to have the willingness. Ready? Like,
can you? Yes, but will you? No. Is like that's like putting a bow on.
What I do isn't fucking spectacular. Isn't nothing. Like, the reason I'm here is because somebody told you and you looked, but it's just, you measured me. Yeah. Right. We'll say like, we don't like to, but you measured me. You're like, might be interesting. There's some sort of measurement there, right? Yeah. So what I did is not fucking groundbreaking. Like, it is to somebody who can't get clean. It's groundbreaking. Like, I get it. But what I'm trying to say is like, anybody could fucking do what I'm doing. It's like a lot of hard work. More than anything, it's like, can you believe you could do it, and are you willing to do it? And that, it's as simple as that.
No, it's really true. Do you have like a like, how regimented are you, or do you kind of go off the cuff a little bit?
I wake up at 5 a.m. I meditate on top of a mountain. I cold plunge into a cold river in the Colorado.
I hate you because I started to believe you for a second.
How regimented?
Yeah, like how regimented? How
I'm disciplined. I could get even more disciplined. Like, I'll get up like, lately I've been getting up a little later, right? Which I don't like 6:30. Like, when it comes to business, like my office and my meetings and everything, it's not 9 to 5, but like Mondays are my meetings. Then I go out into the salons and shit. I work all day. Like, I don't call it work though. I love what I do.
It's not work if you love it. It's not.
I figure shit out. I problem solve. This regimen. I don't drink or do any minor mood altering substance whatsoever. You know what I mean? I still go to meetings. I go to the gym every day. Even when I'm shitty, I just go just to fucking go.
So you don't touch alcohol. You touch nothing. Nicotine, nothing. I mean, do you do it?
I'll smoke a cigar every once in a while.
Okay.
Like, that's my thing. Food is.
What like? Do you do like when you work out? I mean, you like
pre-workout.
Pre-workout is the only thing.
Yeah, like I'll do supplements and shit. You know what I mean? But I mean, like drugs,
nothing mind altering.
Drugs and alcohol. I don't do anything. Listen, when I got clean, I didn't know it, but like I got a superpower. Like, especially if I'm on a place and somebody's even drinking a little bit, like I'm so like I could see something over there, like, and I don't mean just like I have clarity, like, and now I have 13 years of clarity where I have an advantage over everybody else. That
dude,
does that, which is fucking unbelievable.
Do you know how much I just want to like turn off shit? Everything is so fucking unnecessary.
No, I know. You don't got to turn everything off.
No, it's not everything. I'm not saying like that. And it's not leading to say like there aren't things that I'm going to like enjoy. Like I'm not talking drugs, alcohol, things like that. But like, there's things that I could say, oh, that's unnecessary. Yeah, I might want to go do it.
Yeah.
Right. But God, like I sit in these thoughts all the fucking time. Like so aware of.
Well, listen, that's the problem. There's too many people that are awoke, that are woke and aware. There's too much information. So like,
no, not even talking about information. No. Let me go back for a second. To be at my best, I know, and I'm doing it to myself. Facts.
Well, but what do you do about it?
That's yeah.
I don't say the answers right now.
No.
That's more of
no. But that's what the fuck I.
Without beating yourself up.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm actually a very happy, positive person. Yeah. Like I'm really not. It's the older I get. I tell my wife this all the time. It's like I'm not gonna be 65, 70 years old and look back. If I do,
listen, I'm with you, right? Again, I'm not saying you, but like. Everybody says that. 99% of people that happens to.
Okay.
I'm not.
No, I'm not taking it personal.
I'm not calling your cards. So how do you change that? Right? How do you change that? It's like you need like you believe in therapy?
I do.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. There's an accountability factor, right? That I need to be responsible for all my actions, good and bad. I need to show up when I don't want to show up. I need to do it. I've been through recovery, right? I believe in the therapeutic value of one addict helping another. Now, I'll take that one step further. I believe in the therapeutic value of one successful business person helping another, one couple helping another. Experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And so, like, not shitting on this. Listen, there's some traumatic shit where somebody, I don't want to get shit, like they need a therapist and shit like this, but you don't want a crutch. Like, it's like when I was trying to get clean, I was on methadone for fucking 15 of those years also. Yeah. Like, you'll hear people and it's the best fucking thing. And it's like, when you learn how to deal, you might need one at first, when you learn how to deal with who you are and by action change those things and you do small, esteemable things, it changes the trajectory of what you, because listen, most people go to a therapist because it's what they're told, and some people go to psychologists and fucking psychiatrists, and then there's medicine. Not all, right? But there's like, and the problem is like 1% of the population needs it, but probably 30 to 40% takes it, right?
Yeah.
So it's that like, where's the information coming from? The traditional medicinal book that's been the same fucking book for the last 60 years, nothing's really changed.
Yeah.
Are there some discoveries in medicine? But in terms of practicing medicine, you go to a doctor, what do they say? Same thing. Oh, you got a fever, you got this, take this. It's all reactive. It's not proactive.
Now, I get what you're saying. With the therapist thing, I
if you do some personal development, so that's the other thing, right? There's a difference. Because a therapist is more just like a one-on-one, sometimes there's group setting and everything. But once you figure out, you got to do personal development, seminars, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Books help too, but like, really do it. And in a setting where you're doing it with others, personal development, it's a game changer. Remember, I'm the fucking poster child for therapy, right? ADD, ADHD, got high, stopped getting high. How do I deal with shit? How do I go through it? that's the magic in learning how to go through it.
Yeah.
What most, they want to like suppress it with that or medicine or other shit. And again, like it is necessary to an extent, but I think it removes people learning that skill of how do you go through adversity.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. You know, it's funny. Like I think I went to a therapist to tell the therapist exactly what I tell myself.
Yeah, no, it's just another, and there's nothing
to a person.
There's nothing bad in it.
No, there's
right?
not, and I'm not. But I
don't want people to think I'm shitting on it.
No, it's
but
not.
I just think like they go to it because it's all they know.
So you know, we're just getting to know each other, right?
Yeah.
I promise you, that's not all I know. Promise you. I actually never. That's the first time I ever went to a therapist ever. And you know why I went to? I went to a therapist because for many reasons, and I would say it off camera to you.
Yeah.
But there's many reasons why I went to a therapist, and the main reason was I did not want to go and talk about things that I wanted to go talk about that I tell myself to somebody who has a string attached.
Yeah. No, I
did not want to open up a can of worms in any way, shape, or form.
I'm glad you said it like that because that's what most people utilize it for.
That's literally what I did.
You're Switzerland. I said it earlier. You're Switzerland. You don't talk to the other countries. I could tell you this shit.
Correct.
And I could leave it here, and it's for the floor. It's not for the floor. It's a one-on-one.
Correct.
And this is what it is. It's funny because I go to recovery a lot because we go to meetings. There's open ones, closed ones, but like you can share on the floor, raise your hands, and then you have a sponsor.
Yeah.
Right? A mentor, coach.
Yeah.
And usually it's somebody that has experience, it's been clean, and went through the steps, like so the experience part. And so they say not everything's for the floor, meaning like you might have to go one-on-one with somebody. So it's very similar to what that is. But what I'm trying to say is like that's here. That's good. And then there's other levels of change.
Yeah.
That's more of just like I don't want to carry it with me in this. Right?
And
then there's like, cool. And you've been doing it for a while. Because most people go to therapists and they keep going and might get significantly better at first. But then, why do they keep going to therapists? Because it's like nothing's really fixed.
Do you know what's funny about my therapist now is like,
did he fire you?
She? No. I got through what I feel like everything I needed to do, and then the last 2 sessions that I did, it was almost I'm like
helping her,
not helping her, but like we're getting into her.
Yeah.
It's like there's not. I kind of know, and I've gotten what I need. If I were to continue to go to therapy, it would be now. If I were to do it again, which I am right now, but it would be me and my wife.
Cool.
That I would do.
But hear me out. Let me paint a picture. For you, right?
Please.
Just on time too.
Yeah.
So it's like I went to this. I belonged to Tony Robbins' platinum membership for a year, right? And for a whole year, all these events, and I met this couple there, right? There's lots of couples there. They go with their wives and shit, and I'm like, yo, that's the fucking relationship I want, right? It's Alex, and I forgot her name. Awesome people. They're in California, have a fucking ranch there, and they're family oriented, successful and family oriented. So it's not like I don't like money, but it's everything.
Yeah.
So it's fucking great. And I started talking to them and everything. And they like broke down what it, and I'm like, cool. Because you could get a therapist, you could get an advisor, you could get a relationship expert, everything. I like to go right to the source. So it's like, you guys have what I want. How do you do it? And it's like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, and it's very simple. Now you're getting exact experience. If you want to fucking go into space, who are you going to talk to?
An astronaut, Elon,
right? He builds rockets.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Are you going to talk to a fucking engineer that's never worked on them?
No.
But he's an engineer. Do you see like, so like, remember before I was like, I got rid of the gray area. It's like experience, not advice.
Yeah.
Not experience in being a therapist or relationship therapist, or there's so many coaches now. Like, let me coach you how to make millions of dollars. Like, what do you do though? I coach. That's how I make my money. It's kind of, I played ball. You know what I mean? Like,
and the way you're saying
Phil Jackson played ball.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a coach.
And the way you're saying it is that it's organic. It's real.
Yeah.
It's not forced. There's nothing forced about it.
Yeah. There's no studies. There's no this. It's like actual, like, it's just real. This is what happened. Experience. So the trajectory is this. And I learned this a while ago. It was like, if you like in recovery, it's the same, right? They're like, if you want what I got, you got to do what I did. Do you see? It's experience, not what I said, not what I thought, not what I read.
And everybody's got a fucking opinion,
or they call it advice.
Yeah,
people call me, Phil, I want your advice, and I'm like, listen, that I can't help you with. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I could give you my experience. And if I don't have it, I could point you to somebody that probably did it, but I don't give advice.
Yeah.
So I would be a horrible therapist. But if you wanted to talk to me about some shit that I went through, then I'm not a therapist no more, right? It's almost like I'm an experiences, right? Like
That's
I'm going to give you some shit. But it's simple, right?
It is so simple, but it's
we
like
complicate everything.
We don't, boy, do we ever.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I'm in the same fucking boat. Like the course of like, this is how your life should go. And when you go through shit, this is who you should talk to. It's a crock of shit. Right?
Listen,
another reason people go to therapists, insurance covers it.
Yeah.
You want to go experience, you know what? It comes out of your pocket. What's easier? You know?
Well, it's set up that way.
Of course. Listen, it's set up so people stay doing.
Oh, I know.
I love this. When I go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
And everybody in there is wearing a shirt that says, I'm a wolf. And I'm just like,
I'm crying, bro.
There's no fucking way. Everybody's a wolf. And they're all, I'm like, you guys, I really want to be like on the speaker, like, attention, guys.
All the wolves.
I just want to announce, are there any wolves here? And everybody's like, I'm like, okay, you can't all be wolves. You're going to get hungry. There's no sheep. Like, can't everybody, you know what I mean?
Who the hell made you think that?
No, I see it there. That's why.
Well, perception is a thing. People build perception there, and a lot of people
everybody's
are
unique. Everybody's different. I get it, right?
And everybody's not everybody, but I think the vast majority, they're vulnerable.
Yeah.
So they're very impressionable.
Correct.
Right. It's very easy to make you make yourself. That's why when you talk about like life coaches online, all these young ones like the 22 years old, and I know you rented the fucking Lamborghini, and I know you're really good at I respect to figuring out how to put $1 in your pocket.
Your marketing game is fucking phenomenal. And I might hire you to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, when push comes to shove, it's like that doesn't have legs.
No, of course. Listen, I think on social media in the last year and a half, it's cleaned up a lot.
It has.
In terms of coaching,
it has.
Everybody was this, do this.
In general, I think.
Yeah, fucking. You're just like,
people want real. They're yearning for real, dude.
It's coming out even better because it's getting rid of all the trash.
Yeah.
And experience is coming right to the top where it should be. And it's fun. Listen, this whole fucking journey is fun. I'm gonna go to sleep tonight. I'm gonna wake up in the morning super fucking enthusiastic about, I got my coaching call with my coach in my inner circle. I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about, but we start off with wins, small ones, big ones, and then we get into it. And I leave every time. I'm like, I gotta step it up. I gotta do something, because my measuring stick and like my comparison chart, my perspective changes when I'm around those people.
Yeah.
And whenever I go elevate more than them, I gotta go find a new circle.
God,
it's fun. That's all, man.
it is. But
I have a great time doing this shit.
Yeah, you're.
Remember, I just want to see how far I could go.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. People get misconstrued because I like nice shit, right?
Yeah.
Like where I grew up, sneakers were first, and you didn't have shit. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I wasn't dirt fucking poor, my parents, but they busted their ass, and like, to get sneakers was a big thing. So we had J's, and then as you get older, we live in apartments, but we want a nice car because that's the like easiest thing you could get.
Yeah.
So you wanna showcase it. So like, I have those things that I like. I love speed, motorcycles, snowboarding, skateboarding, all that shit. That's some of my stuff. It doesn't define me. I'll just get rid of that shit so fucking
Next
quick.
thing, and I
don't care.
Yeah.
But it's the same as like you loving something and I'm just like, yeah, that's not cool, or I'm not into it. Like I'm not gonna, not add value to it if it has you. It's great because everybody. But the thing is, like, why do you got to choose? Why can't you have both? Right?
It's true.
Because listen, it's like food. There's certain food that I'm like, yeah, I don't want to eat it, and then I'll go with somebody. I'm like, wow, that was delicious, right? So we're just robbing ourselves of the opportunity to like try all these things out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like we could talk a while, and I do look forward to an opportunity to continue to have conversations with you for sure.
Hopefully, I fucked everything up that you were thinking in a good way.
Yo, usually when I come onto I have a presence, right? Like I know I do. Today was humbling for me.
That wasn't my objective.
No. This is me living my life, you know. Like I'm not naive to it. I'm not fearful of sharing that with you, you know. This is a conversation that I personally needed.
Good.
You know, and
me, bro.
It always is. But you know, usually, like I said, I'm here and I have a lot of energy, and you know, I'm a very confident person.
Listen,
there's something missing though.
Get to work. Whatever it is, bro.
It's my guy.
Get to work. Like, if I got the biggest thing takeaway is this for me, right? If I got your brain working and the gears churning and it was like this, and now you're just fucking going, momentum, right? Like, keep at it. Fucking do it. Don't go crazy with everything. Just go do one fucking thing tonight, tomorrow.
Yep.
And then you fucking done your job. I've done my job.
Yeah.
And then go to the next one. That's it.
No, I appreciate you, man. I really do. I appreciate coming on. Appreciate joining me. It was a good chat. Where can people find you if they want
to? You can find me on IG. It's chop, CHOP _ Safil, SAFIL. Yeah, man, shoot me a DM, anything. I always answer all the DMs, as best as I could with everybody. And I just want to see everybody. Let me rephrase this. I don't want to see everybody.
We said that before.
Right? But I want to give and make a change to people.
Yeah.
And service work is big for me. And if I could change one person, if I could change the narrative or their perception that they could do it because of me, then, and I don't even need to know, as long as that fucking resonated with somebody, then I went through all that other bullshit for a reason. Yeah. And I feel good about it. Yeah. Well, you made an impression on me today. I hope it helped somebody else that pays attention to this, watches this. Appreciate you coming. And we're going to cap it there. Cool. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.